Now we take a look at this bullet styled position light. They are sold like different manufacturers, different brands, Mad Cat, Red Dog. There's lots of different companies. And they were listed with all kinds of LED arrangement. I had like 8, 7, 6, even some that listed it like in the title 8 LEDs, and then it said like 7 LEDs in the pictures. They've been different, but I think they're basically the same. They look like this. I will look at the dimension. First we have this rubber grommet. Let's begin by measuring it. It's about 5.2 millimeter, 5 centimeters and 2 millimeters, so 5.2 centimeters. This base is about 5.5 centimeters in like this one. So you will go a little bit bigger, I will guess, but 5.5 is gonna be around, yeah, right, 5.5 centimeters for the base. Then you got this styled cone, and the cone's height from the brim to the top is about 4.9, 4.8, I will guess, millimeters from here to here. Then you're gonna count in, you have these small ribs here. They are red lights, they are amber lights, and there is white light. Basically this one are the red ones, and you can use them for it. Basically this one are the red ones, and you can use them for whatever purpose you want, but they're not okay to use in EU. They are not EU certified, so you can't really use them as lights officially. Depends, if your car is older, I will think you will get away with it, depending on what car you like, a hot rod or something. I don't think anyone will say anything, but if you use like a more modern unit, which is like EU type correct thing, like a truck or something, I think someone will maybe be able to give you a fine. Fit them into my rear end of my car. But the problem is I have recessed holes, exactly this size as this one is. But you see, I flipped the lip on this one, and how you're flipping the lip on this one, you see, if I flip this lip, it will go back into position. This one, it will really not really go back. If you push it like this, it will hold, but yeah, it doesn't hold it. So you're getting a can of whatever you want, a beverage can, beer can, soda can, whatever you want to drink, basically. And then you fit this one over. A bit tight to fit it right now, but you're gonna try to fit it like, yeah, perfect like that. It will be center and straight. And then you pull down this lip, sorry for the sound, and you just take this one and you slowly move it over. And then I just heat it with a heat gun or a blowtorch or whatever source of heat you can get. Not direct heat flame because it will burn, but enough heat that it will hold itself into place. And after you heaten it up and let it cool down, it kind of holds the shape because you remolded it a little bit, just like this one. So this one fits really well into the car now. And then use zip ties, because when you push it onto a bigger can, it will make this a little bit loose for the light, and also by flipping it, it will make it a bit loose. So use zip ties around the brim, because you know the light, it sits around here in the one. So I took exactly under the lip here, and it holds in place really well. And then I'm going to use double-sided tape to stick it into the bucket or the light fixture hole for the rear of my car. Now you can see I did do some surgery and remove the backside. It was a little bit messy to remove. But first I wanted to remove it from the glued seam here, but it was impossible, so I'm just hacked myself through the back. This is the main board. You can see it's called TMH07, so maybe they have other versions which has more or less diodes. It says DC 12 volts, so that's what all it says. So I think they will supply different boards, different lights and different colors. Those ones are colored red or orange. I think they are more red actually. And that was basically everything. You got this one and this one. So now we're going to test this inside the car and see how it compares from the how this is going to light with the original bulb and compared to the factory bulb. Here we can see the light. And we begin with this is how I used to run the light. Ignore this one is just here for testing. But this is how I used to run the tail light. I basically You just want it, like it passed inspection, like registration inspection. And you can see they are plenty bright. The position in the brake light is not as bright as it should be with a reflector unit. But compared to this one, is how I'm gonna make it now. I'm gonna use this one. So you see, it just fits straight on top here, and you see, it looks amazing. You see that this one is a bit brighter if you look directly into it, while this one looks more cheap. This looks like a expensive chandelier or something, like a luxurious chandelier. That's what this reminds me about. You see the unit in this, but this looks great. You see, the Chinese unit is like, at least it makes it look premium in my opinion. You can see, here's the turn signal. And your question is, why? Why do I have LEDs and this is incandescent? The reason why the turn signal, when I built this car I made everything incandescent, but then I was feeling like I want LEDs to lower the strain of the battery, and now I just have it for looks basically. But I never changed the turn signal, because then I have to have a resistor, and I need to have all of these things that it adds complexity. I just like, they work, this is how I built it, let's run it with this. So the question is, should I go with amber or should I go with red? The reason why I'm going with red, or maybe amber, is because the car is supposed to have amber. I can go with either, because in Sweden we are actually allowed to use red on an older car, like classic one, from a certain age. I just need to add that, because I think it's around 69, or maybe it's 70, 75. No, it must be like late 69. I think it's the year for red lights in the rear. So I can actually run red lights in the rear, turn indicators. But amber might be easier, because then no one will pull me over and ask, what is this? This is not factory. I actually have the reflector unit for one side, but I couldn't cut in it. I couldn't cut into this, so and also I didn't get the reflector unit. But like, I can't. Like, somebody spent all the time just welding those in, and I'm just gonna cut it out for the factory reflectors. I mean, they look nice, but I like this more. But like, yeah, I really find the brake light to be beautiful. They look better from the side. I think we're gonna take it from this side. Here we go. I will try the braking, so you will see how the brake lights behave. And also, those lights looks better than the reflector. A bit more shinier, and they will be much better